This month, activists have called for a boycott of Target over its decision to scale back diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Activists call that nationwide boycott when they demonstrated outside of Target's downtown Minneapolis headquarters on Thursday. A week ago, Target said it was ending the promotion of some Black-owned businesses, a policy put in place after George Floyd's murder. They are also ending the focus on hiring and promotion of more women and minority groups. We have reached out to Target but have not heard back from them. One of the social justice activists at the rally and one of the leaders of this boycott, Nekima Levy Armstrong, a longtime civil rights leader and a civil rights attorney. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Why did you decide that this needed a boycott?
Well, I think that we're at a point in time where we see an attack on our democracy. We see rapid changes coming from the White House. We have seen a lot of conversation around diversity, equity, and inclusion and rolling back those initiatives from our highest level of government. So to see Target Corporation, a Minnesota-based company that was beloved, that has had a lot of support over the years, cower to the Trump administration was absolutely unacceptable. And so we made a decision that it's time for us to stand up and to use our voices and to also show Target with our dollars that we are not in support of them rolling back their diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives.
All right. And again, we have not heard from Target. One thing that really struck me is that I shop at Target, and these initiatives that they had were front and center. They were on the end caps. They produced some great products. Really was a success by any conclusion. And Target, in fact, used to boast about them. I mean,
Absolutely.
Does it surprise you?
To some degree, absolutely, it's surprising, to have a company that we all look to for leadership in the area of diversity, equity, and inclusion take several steps back. And they're really setting the tone, right, for what it means to be responsible as a corporation for embracing the diversity that exists in America. So to have them not hold the line and to roll back diversity, equity, and inclusion felt like a slap in the face. But I understand how capitalism works as well, where companies often put profits and politics over people. And sadly, that part of the equation did not surprise me. But a lot of other Minnesotans are very surprised.
Well, let's talk about the politics of this, because President Donald Trump made it very clear that he was going to be doing this in terms of federal policy. I think some people were caught off guard when some of these companies started doing this. What about the other companies that are doing this? The Walmarts, Meta, Ford, Amazon have all announced to a certain extent that they're rolling it back. Are you boycotting them as well?
Well, there are people who are personally boycotting those companies, but our focus at this moment is on Target Corporation. Many of us who are leading the charge are folks who have been out on the front lines for a long time. We fought for justice for George Floyd, and we expected Target to follow through on some of the commitments that they made in the aftermath of George Floyd being killed. They not only pledged billions of dollars towards diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives and making sure that they were promoting Black-owned businesses and other businesses of color, that they were going to improve their diversity supply chain. And now to get to this point where they're deciding to abandon a lot of those initiatives is so deeply disappointing.
The leader of this effort, obviously, is President Donald Trump, who campaigned on it, as I said before. One thing that's interesting about his election, he won a majority of the popular vote. And one of the reasons that put him over the top on the popular vote is that he had more Black voters this time, especially young men. I think 3 out of 10 Black men under the age of 45 voted for Donald Trump. What about that?
Well, I like to look at the inverse of that statement. Over 90% of Black women voted for Kamala Harris, and a very sizable population of Black men, the vast majority, also voted for Kamala Harris. So we had perhaps slightly more Black men who voted for Donald Trump, but overwhelmingly, the Black community supported Kamala Harris. So I think that that is an important distinction to make. And for those who did decide to vote for Donald Trump, some of them, of course, had concerns about whether the Democratic Party actually values and respects the Black vote.
Or takes it for granted.
Exactly. And all too often our votes are taken for granted. Black women in particular are often said we're saving democracy because we show up en masse to vote. But what comes back to our community after we show up to the polls and knock on doors and all those things? So that's part of the reason why I think that a small percentage of Black people chose to vote for Donald Trump.
Nekima Levy Armstrong, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. We really appreciate your coming by.
Thank you for having me.